Sifting through the election results, more voters showed up than in the first heat back in March, and it wasn't just how many turned out, but who those voters were. News4JAX reporter Joe McLean spoke with our political analyst. He's joining us live on the South Bank. Joe, experts say Deegan's ability to form a coalition of support from a wider political spectrum is what handed her the victory.
Yeah, and Tom, our political analyst, also said that when it comes to last night's results, even though more Republicans voted than Democrats, of course, you had the whole group of non-party affiliated voters, but ultimately the Democrat won out.
Keep calm.
Jacksonville voters selected Democratic women in Tuesday night's races for mayor and property appraiser. Former TV anchor, nonprofit founder, and now mayor-elect Donna Deegan defeated former state legislator and Chamber of Commerce President Daniel Davis. In the race for property appraiser, Joyce Morgan squeaked out a narrow win over Governor DeSantis-endorsed Republican Jason Fisher, a former state lawmaker. Turnout data showed Republican voters outnumbered Democratic voters by just over 7,000 votes, but a sizable chunk of no-party affiliation voters, more than 25,000, were in the mix as well. In total, a third of registered Jacksonville voters cast a ballot in the runoff. News4JAX political analyst and head of Jacksonville University's Public Policy Institute, Rick Mullaney, said this was a high-energy race with a lot of attention.
I do think it was the result of the energy of the campaigns. The stakes are very high, but there's also the turnout the vote effort of those main campaigns.
Mullaney also points to the multiple city council races on the ballot that helped drive interest as well. Some of the highest turnout areas of the city, including Ortega and parts of Mandarin, saw more than half of the registered voters there casting a ballot. Those neighborhoods specifically went for Davis, but across the city, Deegan's name was selected on just over 9,000 more ballots than Davis's, making her Jacksonville's first female mayor-elect. She'll be the 9th person to hold the office since the city and county's 1968 consolidation. Experts have pointed to the difference in tone between the two mayoral campaigns as a definitive factor in how the voters ultimately decided.
In general, the Deegan campaign remained very energetic and very positive and played to a broader audience, and the Davis campaign played more to a base and was somewhat more, was very much on the negative side.
Mullaney said Deegan courted both sides, Democrat and Republican, pushing unity in the city of Jacksonville, an optimistic message that voters ultimately chose.
One other notable thing to point out is Deegan's margin of victory, 52% to 48%. That may seem close, but it's actually it's actually wider than the previous two times that Jacksonville's mayoral race went to a runoff, to a head-to-head runoff. That happened in 2011 and 2015. Both times they were tighter results than last night's. Reporting live, I'm Joe McLean, Channel 4, the local station.